Well, Jorge, great to see you here at the Banksy Stadium. Welcome back. How does it feel to be here?
It's always good coming back. I came back like 2 years ago, I think 2 or 3 years ago. But it's always nice to come back and get in the stadium, look at the stadium, because there's so many memories coming through your head when you get in here. So it's always nice to come back.
You mentioned those memories. When you walked into the stadium, what was probably the first thing you thought about? What was the first memory that sort of came to your head?
Well, probably my first, every time I came here, my first thought, it was my first goal I scored here, every single time. And of course, like loads of games that we play here against West Bromwich when we won 4-1, loads of great games we had here that goes through my mind every time I come.
That's it as well. And in that season, 2000-2001, you scored 21 goals. Were you playing your best football when you were at Walsall?
Yeah, I always say to the fans that I spent here my best football years in my career, and it's true. I really enjoyed playing here, and because I have such good memories, the games, the goals, the lads, everything, the fans. I think everything here, I really enjoyed it. I really liked to be part of it.
You had a really good connection with the fans. A lot of them, had you as their favourite player. What was your relationship like with Walsall supporters?
I think it was a good one because I always tried my best at the field. I always tried to give 100%, and I think the fans loved me because of that. Because I never gave up. And I have to thank them too, because of their support, it encourages me to give more and more every single game. So I think it was a really nice relationship between us.
For maybe some younger Walsall fans who were probably too young to watch you play, but have probably heard all the great stories about you, tell us a bit about your career and your journey in football.
Well, I started not like a normal football player, because I started playing in. I never played for the youth team, so I started playing with 18 years old. So normally you start playing around 10, 11, 12. I started a bit late. It was more like a hobby at first, because it wasn't even in my mind becoming a professional player. But then I started playing, I started liking it, first in non-league in Portugal, non-league teams. And then before I came here, I signed for Feirense. It was like a second league team. I stayed there 2 years. Then I came here on trial for a week. The first week went well. The next following week they went to Scotland, and they asked me to go with them, and I said yes, of course. And after that week I signed for the Walsall 3 years deal. Then I stayed here around 5 years, from 2000 till January 2006. I came back to Portugal, to Beira-Mar. We got promoted to first league in Portugal. Came back to Feirense after Beira-Mar, and I ended up my career in a club called Arouca. Now it's in the first league in Portugal too. And then I stayed in Arouca for around 8 years. I was a player, and then assistant manager. I trained the youth team over there too, till 3 years ago. And now I lived in Madrid for 3 years. I came back last July, and now I'm trying to get in football again. So, and that's it.
Great to see you back in football again, but just let's go back to 2001, the Millennium Stadium, the playoff final. Obviously it was a great occasion here, beating Stoke 4-2 in the semi-final. What was it like between then up until that game at the Millennium Stadium?
Well, I think I was like anxious, of course. I wanted to play, but I'd be like anxious because it was one game to get promoted or not. So I think everyone feels a bit nervous and anxious, but at the same time looking forward to play it. And the build till that, you want to train hard. sometimes we feel tired because it's been a really long season, because we get playoffs and we played much more games than the other teams, and we start pre-season in beginning of July. It's almost in May, and we're still training and playing. It's like it wasn't that easy, but because of the importance of the game, you feel that strength to keep going. But then when you got on the stadium, on the Millennium Stadium, and you feel the atmosphere, it's like, whoa, this is really, really good. We have to, give 100% for the fans who came to watch us to try to get promoted, and I think we did that. We came back from 1-0 to 1, and we never gave up. And I think in that year, was a bit of the squad. It was like that. We never gave up. We always tried to do our best, and in that game, it happened. You never gave up, and that's it. We got promoted, and it was really, really nice to have like around, I don't know, it was 15,000 Walsall fans there, and it was probably one of the best days in my career.
You said there as well, the team never gave up. It was a crazy game, wasn't it? 1-0, 1-1, 2-1, 2-2, etc. What was it like to play in?
Well, like I said, it was like really, you don't want to be losing a game, and we Reading scored first, we drew. I think it was Goodman scored. They scored again, and it's really, really hard because 2-1, and we have to to score another 2 if you want to get promoted. But like I said, it was like I think the squad in that year we were really, really tight. I think and that was the best thing that we have, was we were really like in it together. Everyone worked 100% for the goal, and we knew we have to keep going. We have to keep going. We look to each other. No, come on, you can give more. Come on, we support each other very, very much, and I think that was the main thing that kept us going and going and going, and got the result that we did.
What were the celebrations like afterwards?
So amazing. It was so nice, because everyone knows Reading had much more fans, seeing the game, but it was really nice just to see the Walsall fans, around 15,000, celebrating with us, because at the end of the day, it's us and it's for them too. It's like to everyone, and it was really, really, really nice to celebrate with them on the pitch with the fans. Seeing the fans there kept us like, oh, we did it. This is what we wanted, and we did it, and this is for them too. So the celebrations were like really, really nice, and we celebrated like in the bus till here, till Walsall.
And then there was 3 seasons, I think it was, in the Championship after promotion. Well, it was then called Division 1, wasn't it? Obviously, what was it like playing in that second tier in England? Obviously, you mentioned that 4-1 win against West Bromwich Albion as well. So many good games in the Championship as well, wasn't there? Yeah,
it was really, really, the Championship was like Division 1 at the time. It was really, really competitive. It was really, really hard. They're really, really good teams we had. Wolverhampton, West Bromwich, big, teams that have much more support and much more money, much more, and for a club like Walsall, being there and fighting with them, and was really, really hard, but at the same time it's really, really nice to see a team like Walsall playing for the Championship. Now it's the Championship, and doing good. It was hard the first year. We avoid relegation like 2 or 3 games before, or two games before the end of the season, but we avoided with a lot of work, because it was really, and the second year we were in, I think was much better. I think was when I played with Junior up front, and we did a really good season. But it was the Championship was much harder. The teams are much better. I remember one of the season, Manchester City was playing in the Division 1, so you can see it's like playing Manchester City in this division. So loads of good teams on this division, and to be there like for 3 years in a row for a Walsall team was, I think, a really nice achievement.
It was, and everyone's going to be celebrating that at the Millennium event tonight. But there's also, you'll be here watching the Saddlers play Rochdale. Are you looking forward to the game?
Yes, of course, and I hope that we finish the game with a win. That's what I want.